Hey everyone, today I'm going to do a video on my now kind of actually doing a little bit of post-production, a little bit of rendering, and actually a little bit more modeling of the uh, Expo 2015 Milano, I think it was called. So right now I'm opening 3ds Max. I processed the file. I'm going to walk you through what I did a little bit, and yeah, I'll show you a few things. I did the rendering I used V-Ray 3ds Max with Forest Pack to simulate trees and grass and things like that. Now this is my first time using Forest Pack, so it was a very interesting result. I think it's pretty good for a first time render, so I'm pretty happy with that, but definitely things I could have done better. So I'm going to show you a little bit of that, and then after that I'm going to show you a little bit of my post-production Photoshop and then the final rendering. So when this opens, anytime now, man, come on. I also have Redshift, but I haven't messed with it yet, so that's another thing I want to do as well. So I'm opening up new things to my channel, just experimenting around and maybe going beyond just grasshopper modeling and actually rendering it, modeling further, a little bit of a background scene and things like that. Just some context that can be shown. Now if I want to do a full-blown project that is based off of an actual site and actual things. I'm thinking about doing that, a full-blown architectural project that is based off of an actual site, like topography and all, and site context and things like that. And I'll record my process doing that. I may cut out a few of it because it is a little redundant, but I'm definitely thinking about doing something like that. Just a little bit of post-production. I think that'll be really interesting to show. And a little bit of background what it's like to actually be architecture student and actually kind of the rigor of thinking, kind of the thought process I have at least, because everyone's thought process is slightly different. So yeah, once this opens, I'm just going to keep talking until it opens. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking of doing. Let me think of anything else that I need to say. So yeah, if I do hypothetically do that, I would show process like ArcGIS Pro or just ArcGIS, getting the topo. If it's in a city, a lot of the site context in terms of the buildings, and etc. Just things like that. How would I improve that kind of city fabric by modifying a certain part of it? So I may redo my studio project with a different program. So for example, the program may have a different, or the site may have a different program. So mine was in Lake Norman State Park. I may have it, instead of it being a bathhouse, which was ours, it could be another area of the park that could be transformative in some way. And the program is not specific, but it could be kind of a public space area that brings out the nature within the space. So it's opening up. I'm not going to render it in this video because I've already pre-rendered it and all that stuff, so because it does take a lot of RAM and I don't have that on my computer right now. So right now it's already using 4 gigs of RAM approximately. So I'm just waiting for this to open. So yeah, that's what I'm waiting for right now. Whew. Let me see. Yeah, it's still loading. I'm just trying to make sure it works. And one more thing is that these renderings, or not renderings, sorry, these, if I do follow through with my full-blown studio project, I'm definitely going to be a little bit more, I'm not going to just do screen share renderings, or not screen share recordings. I'm going to do some real-life recordings in terms of OBS, so I'll face my camera downwards and actually show you some of my sketches that I do, kind of my thought process, how I can do things, talk out loud, and actually start to describe my process. So I think that's a little bit important. That's not ever shown in the architecture field. So anyways, we have our project up. So this is my first time using a force pack with 3ds. I have used 3ds before, but not with force pack. So I'm going to turn off a lot of this forest real quick because it's bogging down my computer. Alright, that's a little better. So I do have the rendering scene with water. There's a patch of water in here as well. And the camera scene is set like this. So I have my physical camera. Let me turn these back on. And it's just like that. There's some trees here. There are supposed to be some trees in the grass, but I had to remodel it because something happened. But yeah. So all I did was I imported this model as a .fbx file and started modeling it further from here. If you guys want a tutorial on anything 3ds Max in terms of my work, I'm very good at the workflow, but I'm not good at modeling in Max. That's my thing. So I model everything in Rhino, and then I import it to Max. Sorry. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about that, let me know, and I will gladly do a tutorial on that. That's something I will be highly interested in doing. So I rendered that scene. Let me see if I can render kind of a base scene of this. Actually, no. So yeah, that's kind of my process of that. I can minimize this and actually show you guys the rendering of it now. So here is the rendering. So this is the base rendering I used right here. So it's just the trees I have here and the grass, no sky, minimal, some texturing. So I thought of this as a park scene, kind of a public space scene. And yeah, so I did that. And now the final rendering, I don't know if I saved it as a JPEG ever. So I can close this out actually. But don't save. So I can close that out. I'll probably save it as a PDF actually. So this is the Photoshop file I used. So I did some post-production. So yeah, and I will be right back in terms of that. There's going to be a video playing in the background. It's like a 1-minute video. I'm opening up Photoshop right now to show you guys, but yep, I will be right back. So here is the final rendering. So this is the final rendering after all that post-production I was doing in that earlier clip. So as you can see, a few mistakes I made before I kind of rushed modeling this was I didn't add kind of a medium threshold between this concrete and the water. Also the water doesn't show very much depth, which I need to fix as well next time I model it, sorry. And the grass looks fine. I just need to add more of it because it looks pretty sparse right now. As you can see, there's not one here and here. It should be pretty bunched up. Now, one thing I realized too that I made these lighter, so I did like a soft brush and lighten these up while these are darker because they're farther back. And I kind of like that move that I did because it looks a little more natural in terms of how that is. One thing I also mentioned or messed up was the sky here. You can kind of see the line of it. I didn't erase that out for a few reasons. I didn't erase that part out. Meant to erase some of this out, but not all of it, because I actually liked it how these were lighter because I erased them out, and then these were kept darker. So the sky already gave me that, when I multiplied it onto the trees, it actually gave me that dark look I wanted, but I definitely wanted some of them lightened up. So like how this is, and then these are darker. That's actually part of the sky, but I actually really like that scene, and I kept some of them here, as you can see. But yeah, overall, for just a very rough first pass, this is a very good, in my opinion, post-production job. I definitely could have done better. I also had to, I didn't erase this part out, as you can see, I didn't erase that out, but I wanted to show that reflection that was happening onto the water, as well as here. But yeah, there's just a few mistakes I made. I'm pointing them out because I want you guys to learn, and I'm not just here to boast how good I am, because I'm really not that good, so I'm really here to show you guys how much work it takes to do this stuff. So, I like showing you my mistakes because I think that's an important thing to do. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I re-rendered that scene, and I added this person in here. The scale figure is kind of off. I don't like this. I'm very bad at adding people, so that's just me. So I need to work on that too. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great day.